Okay, so here we go. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and happy Friday. We finally get to Friday. It seems like this week has, I don't know, like 10 days or something like that. But well, I'm Victoria, but everyone calls me Vicky. And for the ones who don't know me yet, I've been with Avenue Code since 2018. And I am currently working as HR manager alongside the people development team and also the strategy and analytics. And it's my pleasure to be that close to the ones that worked really hard to put this awesome event together. So I'm also really happy today to see how Career Week was a success. And I hope it was insightful for you and that you enjoy the content, the hosts, and the interactions as well. And your feedback and participation is motivation for us to organize more events like this one. So please always be present and with us every time you can. And I have to admit that during the whole week, I was like, oh my God, how am I supposed to close this event? Because the talks were so good, the hosts were so good, we received really good feedbacks. And to be honest, I was a bit intimidated because in the first thing that came to my mind on Monday after we finished the opening, and the opening was so good in my perception, I thought that I'm dead. So why did I accept this invitation to close the event? But well, here I am, and I have to share that my motivation started to change when I remember that my talk was going to be about opportunities. How can I be that scared to talk about something that me and my team try to reinforce every day? And what I wanted to take away from this experience of being scared is to adapt a little bit what I wanted to share with you today. At first, I was thinking that would be nice to share tips and tools, and was kind of what I was planning to do today. How can we prepare to the doors that opens up for us from time to time? But then I realized that this is already exactly what we have. I mean, at least in my routine, I have a lot of tools and practices and rituals, and those things kind of give us the feeling that we have control over the situation, right? Um, the point is, when we have processes and those tools, we believe that we can just stick to the plan, and that way we will achieve our goals, and that's it. But the point is, the processes often help us to get the job done, but this is not everything. What the plan usually don't consider is our feelings and our emotions. And then that was when I decided to focus on emotions instead of processes. And I found Bernadette Melnick. She is, among other things, a professor in the Ohio University, and she is known for her innovative approach in healthcare. She created a program called COPE, Creating Opportunities for Personal Empowerment. And this program is focused on teenagers and young adults. But when we talk about feelings, we never stop learning. So I decided to share it anyway. And I actually found this pretty interesting because it talks about fundamentals. And at least for me, it's easy to forget about fundamentals. Not exactly forget, but sometimes I catch myself doing something wrong, for example. And when I calm down, I ask myself why I'm being aggressive, why I am screaming to someone that I like. This is not the kind of communication I want to have. And that's where the goals of the program comes in. The co-program goal is to teach people 3 essential things for your empowerment process. Just a second, please. The first one is about feelings. We need to understand our feelings in order to adapt to the way we behave. If we think about something negative, it will impact our feelings and also the way we act. There are different scientific studies that show that positive thoughts can reduce even heart disease. So this means that the negative impact of the negative thoughts are far beyond our actions. Considering the example that I gave, when I scream or I am aggressive to someone that I like, in the long term, if I don't adjust it, it will not impact only the relationship I have with these people, but it will also affect me, my health conditions in the future. So this is really important. The second one is that stressful situations are part of our routine. Everyone knows we are in a really dynamic environment. So it's highly recommended that we have health choices that can help us to calm down. Exercising, for example, can stimulate the production of endorphin, and it helps our body to relax. The third and the last one is about recognizing your own learning methods. The most common ones are visual, writing, listening, and basically it can help us to adapt according to our strengths. For example, I really like to listen to music. It's kind of a therapy for me, and I often do that after work. And when I was younger and I was studying English, for example, listening to music was a great exercise for me because it didn't seem like I was studying. It was something that I liked to do. And I was basically using a strength in my favor. At the time, I didn't know the concept, but it worked in a way. And okay, what does this school program have in common with the opportunities? Simon Sinek said in one of his books that all companies know what they do, some companies know how to do it, and only a few know why they are doing it. And why do we scream or cry when we are feeling insecure? Why do we choose to eat chocolate instead of doing exercise? And I have to admit that I do that more than I should. But well, the point here is that those points are related to the fundamentals of the COPE program. And this is actually related to new opportunities as well. How can we create opportunities for ourselves if we don't recognize our feelings and emotions? So in my perspective, I bring here the top 3 priorities in order to be prepared to create new opportunities. Emotional intelligence is the first one for me because we need to be prepared to deal with different feelings and adjust how we behave in front of bad situations. Let's imagine that you wake up late, you have a fight with your wife or your mother, and you got stuck in the traffic and you got late in the office and really stressed as well. And your leader also tells you that you will need to step in a new project and do a lot of extra work for the next weeks. You are really aggressive and just say you won't do that. Basically, your leader will give you a bad feedback and it can maybe put you in a dangerous situation inside your job. I know this is actually an extreme example, but it's possible and it's totally related to emotional instability. So this is why, in my opinion, emotional intelligence is the first one. Work-life balance is the second one, just so we can also balance with things that we like to do. That relaxes us and help us to expand our mind and open space for creativity. It's not uncommon for me that when I am, for example, listening to music again, because this is really important to me, um, something just pop up in my mind, a great idea, something that I was thinking about for weeks, and I just grab my phone and write down some notes so I can check it later. And I often heard about similar stories from other people as well. So I really believe work-life balance is one of the pillars to open doors of opportunities. Lastly, I included self-development, and here I was thinking a few weeks ago, I was talking to Sabrina Baldo. I'm not sure if she is here today, but if so, she will probably remember that conversation. She said something that I found really interesting. That was, I always try to be at least 1% better, and that's it.
Yeah.
Great, awesome. Thanks, Sabrina, for the insight. And that's it. You don't need to achieve everything at the same time. As long as you are making progress, you will get there. And well, I don't want to be that repetitive. I really hope that when the opportunity comes to you, and by opportunity, I'm not talking about receiving a promotion or finishing your master's degree or buying your own house. It can be just the opportunity of communicating clearly, to participate in a new training, or to have dinner with your family, with your friends. It don't need to be something that big. It's not always about the final goals, but small ones that can take us there. And I really hope that when this opportunity comes, you grab it with your both hands, because our days are often full of those small opportunities. And at the beginning of this conversation, I mentioned that I was scared because I'm not the person that really enjoy talk in public, and usually I only do that when someone asks me to. And um, being here is my opportunity to face my challenges as well. And I also want to be an example for the ones that are more reserved person, or the ones that are shy to talk in public, for example. This is possible, and I stand up for you all. And well, that's it. I really want to thank you all for your presence. And if anyone wants to add anything, feel free to raise your hands, open your mic, and I will be more than glad to share a little bit more about this topic with you.
So, Cleverson, do you want to add something? No? Oh, no worries. So, does anyone want to add something here? I've made the same mistake, Cleverson, this week.
I really liked the frame, kind of brought the framework, right, Vicky? Like how to explain to grab opportunities. Can you come back to the three squares? Because you said emotional intelligence, then work-life balance and self-development. I think this is so wise because sometimes getting the opportunities, it can happen very much actively when you go for it, you know, when you enroll to something, when you ask for something. But sometimes to grab opportunities, you have to be kind of in sync, you know, to connect with that. Think of about relationships. Most of the times, if you're looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend, it's when you're good with yourself, when you feel open, when you feel relaxed, that you make the connection happen. And I think it's a little bit the same when we're talking about opportunities. if your emotional intelligence is in place, you are centered, if you're taking care of yourself, if you're working for development, then you will be able to see and make connections that maybe if you were just there, all turned on, ligado no 220, connected to 20 volts, you would just miss them because it's also about sensitivity, right? So I appreciate that so much. Really like that connection.
I agree. I think these three topics are the things that we have to care most when you want to develop anything in our life. Because if something goes wrong, probably one of these three things are not balanced. So if you have this framework on mind, you can map how can you change your energy, how can you change your mindset, or how can you change something in your life to balance everything.
Awesome. Thanks, Arthur and Hannah, for your contributions as well. Guys, anyone else would like to add anything here? Okay.
Oh, Salini.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to ask if you have any kind of book suggestions that helped you not only have things clearer, but like use some examples about the self-development or some like new ideas or anything, but that is not overly crowded with the information, just like simple yet effective that you'd like to share.
Awesome question, Celine. The one that I mentioned here about Simon Sinek is the starting with why. And I really believe this book is essential for everyone because it's really easy to read and it gives examples of really well-known companies and really easy examples to deal with. So this is one of my suggestions, and it kind of make us to reflect about not only what we are doing and how can we do it, but why did we choose to do it in the first place? So this is a very important question for us to do, and also to remember when we have doubts, when we are questioning our choices, why did we choose this at first place? So this book is kind of my first recommendation here. And Arthur and Hannah, if you have, or anyone else in the room as well, if you want to share more, please feel free.
I have one favorite that's called Strengths Finder. And I think it connects with what we're talking here, because it's not a very long reading, but the main thing about the book that it comes with strengths identification tests. And the concept that they bring about strengths is that strengths are things you should aim for in your life. So even when you're talking about opportunities or purpose or of why those are connected to your strengths. So I think it's very much eye-opening, Celine, for you to think about your career objectives or to think about opportunities you want to grab. Because, strengths should be in the radar for that.
Thank you for your suggestions.
Thank you. So, thank you, Vicky, for sharing.
Let me stop sharing my screen here just so you can move on to the next steps.
Yeah. Thank you, Vicky, for sharing all your thoughts, all your insights, all your learnings here with us. Toots, can you please share our presentation? Thank you.
Right away.
So, Career Week is in the end. We had many insights, stories, inspirations, connections, mind-blowing sentences, and many other things. So we had many ideas to practice, things that you might like to focus, topics about career that you would like to give a second look, or things that you want to prioritize, or even many information that you don't know what to do with everything that you have heard here. So don't worry. We are in an excellent company to work on your career priorities. Partnership on that area is one of our values here. So I want to talk to you in a few minutes about an amazing program, a wonderful program, an incredible program, and how many good adjectives, I don't know how many good adjectives I can attribute to this program, but I think you understand how important this is to me. And this is going to can help you with this. The main purpose of Career Advisor is to connect you with something that's important for your career. Career Advisor was a program that started about 3 years ago in Avenue Code to connect you with your career. So, I don't know if I can, but I think I cannot move on to. Can you please?
Yes, yes, of course.
Thank you. So the main purpose here in this program is to connect you to this state B, to this desired state. So if you have any topic of your career that you want to give a deeper look, if you want something that you want to achieve, a promotion, if you want to take a look on this career, on your career, that's the point where Career Advisor can help you. Everything that you want to put in this desired state, we are going to help you to fill this gap between the situation that you have now from this desired state. So that's the main idea of the Career Advisor program. So feel free to connect us and try to get this. But how do we do this? What is expected from the Career Advisor program? So Arthur, can you explain what kind of methods do we use in our
Sure.
sessions?
Yes, with pleasure. So this program, one thing that me and Hannah shared and other coaches that I talk with share is that we haven't seen this kind of program in other companies at this scale. What me and Hannah do in the sessions are coaching practice and mentoring practice. This is something that usually companies offer to like 5 to 10% of the people, usually only focused on leaders. That's so widespread for anyone to dive into this. This is something very much unique. And when we are in a session and we try to help you get to this desired state, so to your goals, to what makes sense to you, to what energizes you, to problems that you want to solve, skills you want to tackle, usually we do this either through mentoring and through coaching. So I'd like to explain to you a little bit more of both so that you understand if you're considering doing a Career Advisor session, how is it going to work? So the mentoring approach is very much related to what we say the advice is in Career Advisor. So it's about us bringing to you some references, some shortcuts, maybe some models, some frameworks, some templates, some books, some references, experiences that other people had, so that you can accelerate your development. So let's say that you're finding hard to communicate when it's about some sensitive questions, or that you're hard to communicate with conflict. Maybe, for example, the nonviolent communication approach can help you. So we can get you in touch with that, with other subjects regarding organization, productivity, and so on. The thing is that some of the things that we need to do in our life, even though we have a good reference, we know how we should be doing, we can't really act on that. So let's say that you want to you're in a position you should give feedback, and you get in touch with the method that we use here at Avenue called SBS. Just having the method doesn't mean that you can come up to it and do it. Sometimes you feel insecure, or sometimes you even know how you should organize yourself, but you feel that you don't organize yourself enough. Or sometimes you know that you should give more visibility of your results to your leader, but you feel as if you were bragging, as if you were too proud if you would do that. So that's where coaching comes in handy, because it's not only about knowing the solution for you to act. So then Hannah and me, we can use a coaching approach to help you build a solution that will fit, that will connect to the roots of your challenge or of your situation. Help you to build a solution that will be custom made for you and that will work for you. Not everything works for everyone. So that's how we do that. And so in coaching, instead of just bringing references when it's up to the situation, we're going to try to understand better the situation through questions that will make you think deeply about what you need, what's the situation now, and what options you have. And then throughout the session, we can work with career plans that we'll set up in the end, if you like, for you to just follow up on those development plans when you're not in session. So one thing that happens to all of us, and I've heard those very frequently in the beginning of the years, is that people that say, well, for example, 2022 was a great year. I learned a lot, but I don't think I really thought about my career. I was only doing my work, and there were fires all the time, and then too many client demands. So when I think I grew, but I don't know where I grew exactly. So if you are in a career advisor process, we will help you to maintain this line of career by the side of your work. And so that's one of the things that people find most valuable. Another thing that's very special about the program is that anything that you share there is confidential. So me and Hannah, we won't share any personal details. We're not there to necessarily make bridges with your leaders or anything. That's why you have the buddy. That's why you have the manager. But whatever you discuss there will stay there. And as long as it's a subject related to your career development avenue code, we can discuss it. So I also would like to share some numbers that we have from the Career Advisor Program. From 2020, in February, when I joined, we had more than 360 people doing Career Advisor sessions. And this is for you to understand a little bit more, what are the most popular subjects that we work in the sessions. So it's always up to the person to bring what is important for them at the moment. If it's not clear, we'll help find it out. But usually we end up most frequently in these subjects that you see here. So how do you focus and plan and organize yourself? We also work with some of Avenue Code's tools to support Avenue coders to use make the best out of them. So for example, the SWOT analysis is something that we do frequently. The taking ownership presentation, how you detail that. Something in the chat, Fernando?
Yeah. He said that we have more secrets in Avenue Code than anyone else.
It's confidential, so
Yeah, I don't know.
most likely to be true. Another one of the favorites is the communication skills, that it's really a challenging part, and some team management skills is also things that we work with. So moving on, Hannah, I hand it back to you so that you can wrap up.
Yeah. So the final question, the question that's going to end Career Week and open other questions too, is how can I start? What should I prioritize? So here, we have here two points of reflection that can help you with the first step. So what do you want to achieve for your career in 2023? In order to achieve that, what would be your number one priority for development? If that questions are clear, if those questions are clear for you, it's a good start to think what's going to be my first step, what's going to be my priorities and my focus on this year. If it's not clear, don't worry, we can help you. You have lots of tools, and we have a partnership. Oh my God, I forgot how to say that. But we have partnerships here, your manager and buddy, to help you with that. If you want to boost your career in 2023, use all the insights provided by Career Week. Send Arthur or me a message to start your career advisor process. Use also your buddy and your manager structure here to help you. Thanks for being with us in this amazing Career Week journey, and I hope to see you around.